Dear President-elect Trump, this is from a full-page ad in Donald Trump's hometown newspaper. Dear President-elect Trump, as you assume the nation's highest office, we must ask you now, as President-elect, to reconsider and change course on certain campaign promises you have made. Specifically, you promised to amass a deportation force to remove 11 million undocumented immigrants, to ban the entry of Muslims and institute aggressive surveillance programs targeting them, to restrict a women's right to abortion services, to reauthorize waterboarding and other forms of torture, to change our nation's libel laws and restrict freedom of expression. These proposals are not simply American and wrong-headed. They are unlawful and unconstitutional. If you do not reverse course and endeavor to make these campaign promises a reality, you will have to contend with the full firepower of the ACLU at your every step. Our staff of litigators and activists in every state, thousands of volunteers, and millions of supporters stand ready to fight against any encroachment on our cherished freedoms and rights. We will be vigilant every day of your tenure as president, and when you ultimately vacate the Oval Office, we will do likewise with your successor. Signed, Anthony D. Romero, Executive Director, American Civil Liberties Union. Joining us now is Anthony D. Romero, Executive Director of the American Civil Liberties Union. Anthony, it's nice to see you.
It's great to see you, Rachel.
You look healthy and well and rested.
I better be. I'm ready. We're ready. We have to be.
I understand that there has been sort of an outpouring toward not just the ACLU, but to a lot of groups that are seen as being bulwarks against what's expected from the Trump presidency since he was elected. Is it true that you've had a surge in donations and memberships?
Definitely. 150,000 new members.
Really?
Yeah. Over $9 million in the last 6 days.
How much does it cost to become a member?
$20. Oh, okay. And we'll take any amount.
Yeah.
Because now it's about the bodies. It's about the people. And what's remarkable is the fact that people understand that what's at stake. And they feel a need to take action. And it's this unprecedented surging of support. We've never seen anything like this in our 96-year history. And it's really essential that people understand that we're not there yet. We're just beginning the fight. Mm-hmm. And the support is fantastic, and it's essential. It comes from every state across the country. 30% of the contributions come from states that were carried by Donald Trump. So this is not just San Francisco, LA, and New York. We got new donors and new contributors from Alabama, from Montana, from Mississippi, from Georgia. And that, for me, gives me hope that in fact, there's a growing movement of people who are concerned about where we're going and want to take some action. The outpouring of requests to volunteer, I don't even know what to do with some of the folks. So we're going to put them to work because we have a great deal of work to do.
One of the things that I have sort of unexpectedly encountered, and maybe I should have expected it, but in the last 8 days, is a lot of happy talk from people who are opposed to Donald Trump and opposed particularly to some of the worst things that he proposed during the campaign. Happy talk in the sense that people are saying, well, I don't think he's actually going to try to do it.
And they are wrong.
Yeah.
You have to take him at his word.
Yeah. There's no reason to be optimistic about him not pursuing a Muslim ban if he's saying he's going to do it, right?
And how often has he said it? With what clarity? Over and over again. And just go down the list. To deport 11 million people, to target the Muslims for surveillance and for banning them to the country, for restricting a woman's right to choice, for questions around surveillance, for opening up the conversation about waterboarding. Now, the man is only as good as his word. And so I take him at his word. And those words mean that we confront a major constitutional crisis if he's allowed to implement the very policies.
Some of those things that you just described are things around which we have had fights about as a country. Torture, the woman's right to choose. I'm familiar with legal battles over those things. I am not familiar with there being a legal battle over a quest to deport 11 million people.
No.
Or what the legal fight will be about a proposal to ban Muslims from immigrating to this country or from coming to this country. Is it clear to you that you've got bright constitutional lines there, or some of this stuff that he's actually going to be able to do, and then you have to claw it back after he's implemented it?
Well, he's going to try. And he might get part of the way through, and then we'll definitely claw him back. Let's take the ban on immigrants or the deportation of immigrants. 11 million people he wants to deport. On Sunday 60 Minutes, he said he wants to focus on 2 to 3 million of the immigrants who broke the law.
Immediately, yeah.
How's he going to find them? The criminals are not just lined up in some database who happen to be immigrants. He's going to have to comb through immigrant communities. How is he going to have to do that? Through dragnet searches. through unlawful searches and seizures. Do you think the Department of Homeland Security is going to say, oh, you undocumented immigrant, let me see if you're a criminal. Oh, no criminal? Walk free. You think they're going to let the undocumented immigrants who don't have a criminal records just slip away? We're in for the fight of our lives. And when the president-elect said on Sunday that he's still going to try to deport 2 to 3 million people, he's talking dragnet, unconstitutional searches and seizures that will violate the 4th Amendment, the 5th Amendment, the 14th Amendment. And what's going to be so intense for us is that we have to document those cases. This is not something you can bring a class action lawsuit on behalf of all the undocumented immigrants. You have to go and show the cases and the fact patterns, talk to the clients, depose people, make sure you have all the important work that will go into the necessary litigation. But we'll be ready to do it. We have to.
Anthony Romero, Executive Director of the ACLU. Eat your Wheaties, sir.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
thank you.
It's good to see you.
Thank
Stay
you.
in touch.
Bye.
A lot more to come tonight. Please stay with us.